Welcome everyone to our live trading session this afternoon, morning, or evening, wherever you are, if you're in Japan. Yes, so the markets in New York have just opened. Right now, we're looking at gold. Gold is going up right now, but still not yet reached where we must really get out. The top is just right here. That's where we're supposed to get out. Right now, it just blipped all the way to the top. We had the push down nicely yesterday, but it seems today just decided to go back up slightly. Where we calling it quits is at 4200, but we're still holding and waiting. So that is what we're currently doing right now. So that is an analysis on gold. Currently, what is topping right now is pound New Zealand. Pound New Zealand is the one we are currently in the most profit right now, and we are not too far from where the target must be. I won't tell you right now where the target is, but just know that the target is not too far off. So, but not forgetting tomorrow we do have news at around 4 a.m. CET. So that's going to be the New Zealand news interest rate at 4 a.m. CET. The forecast is actually saying that the rates will be increased apparently. So already the market is kind of pricing that in. So the question will be, will the market actually drop or continue to upside? I actually think it's going to continue to the upside. Hello, Gertrude FX. Yeah, so we actually do think this will go to the upside, like New Zealand dollar will weaken since everybody's anticipating a rate hike on the New Zealand dollar. But if it doesn't even get increased, then even worse, it might probably even weaken worse. I'm not too sure. But like I said yesterday, we are against the New Zealand dollar. Today, if we look at the pairs that are currently trading right now, the one which is actually performing the best, let's actually remove all these. I don't know why it likes bringing up. Yeah, alrighty. So right now, the one which is performing the best today is actually Pound New Zealand, with it being up 0.18%. The one which is performing the worst is Euro Yen, and I'm in a buy trade on Euro Yen, and it's actually performing the worst today. So that is what we have. So currently, we are still with our watch list from yesterday, same watch list: Aussie, New Zealand, Pound, CAD, and lastly, Pound, Yen. These are the pairs that are still currently on our watch list. And so far, Pound Yen is underperforming today. So it's actually kind of going to that, going through that drawdown we talked about, but the intervention has not yet happened. Japan has just been talking about it for the today. They talked about like they do see the levels are getting worse and worse, but they have not intervened yet. So the question is when will they intervene? So right now, like I said yesterday, we're looking for the market to come down all the way to 241 right here, 214, sorry, not 241, 214. So we just have the push down here so far. So what we're looking is for this continued downward trend. So maybe we probably didn't come into this resistance level, but ideal level we wanted the market to come down to is 214. 214 is the level we're waiting for pound yen to come down to. Trading is always about patience. Trading is always about patience. You cannot rush these things. You cannot rush the market to come all the way down where you want it to. But this is where we want it to come down to. Then we might probably be looking to actually go long on pound yen. Then let's look at pound CAD. Pound CAD has continued pushing higher. Yesterday, when we were talking, it was somewhere here. Today, it's all the way up here. So, really, it is still pushing higher. I do not know where this line came from, but I think it's getting it from pound New Zealand. But either ways, we are still waiting for pound CAD to come all the way down into the area of 188 500, which is supposed to be like a resistance area around here. So maybe it could be today. We don't really have any news today which is Canadian related. That will only be on Friday. So we can already see the signs here. The signs are that the Canadian dollar will weaken. The Canadian dollar will weaken coming towards Friday. And what else do we have on our list that's Canadian related? We have EuroCAD. Let's actually look at EuroCAD. EuroCAD here, we do see this one is currently in profit. So maybe on Friday, it will actually strengthen. My take profit area is just right, actually, should be about somewhere up here, if I'm not mistaken. But either ways, Canadian dollar may weaken before Friday, and then Friday may strengthen. So that is my anticipation here. It seems like the Canadian dollar will somehow weaken and actually later strengthen by Friday, since there's going to be unemployment rate on Friday. So that is the only major news apart from the New Zealand dollar news. We have the Canadian news on Friday. So those are the two things. So New Zealand dollar news is the one she's going to actually be topping this week, because that is going to give a whole lot of volatility this week. Then let's look at other Aussie CAD trade. We also have this one. We have Aussie CAD also against the Canadian dollar. We are looking for it to come all the way up here around 99,500, like a previous resistance level. Right now, this is where it's staggered. So I do think for tomorrow, Thursday, this may actually push all the way up. Then Friday, we may have a crash down on the Canadian dollar. We already touched on EuroCAD. So yeah, also USD CAD. USD CAD has been consolidating for a bit here, but we're still looking for it to come all the way up. But we might actually have a slight pullback before we actually push up. Or I could be wrong. Canadian dollar might just weaken across the whole board for the whole week, which is still great. Which is still great because we are in three trades right now that are Canadian dollar related. That's Aussie CAD, Euro CAD, USD CAD. The only one we're not in is pound CAD, and we are all against the Canadian dollar right now. So probably it may just actually push up for the next couple of days and probably be overextended, because the thing is the market can remain irrational than you can remain rational. That is the fact about the market. Then let's look at pound yen. Yeah, of course we discussed this. Pound yen is still coming to 214. Apart from that, gold is slightly coming down, good enough here. So we can see that here, it pushed up slightly, so it's slightly coming down. This pushes down to the 15-minute chart. So right now we do have a red candle here forming on the 15-minute. We had a consecutive push here. This was towards the New York Open. So the New York Open has happened. So it seems bears might be getting in control right now. And this was a resistance level. So this is why we have some movement right here. The market was actually pushing up to this resistance level. So we might actually be coming all the way down. I'm still bearish on gold. So that is one thing you need to keep in mind. I'm still bearish on gold all the way to 3960, hoping it does come there. Yesterday we were up $60. Right now we are down $156, but that hasn't stopped anyone here. We are still hoping for the markets to go in our favor for the next few days. And then New Zealand dollar, also one of the pairs that will be affected tomorrow. So here is really tricky because my stop loss is literally right up there. So if the New Zealand dollar decides to strengthen, it will take me out immediately. But if it decides to weaken, then we can see this bad boy just come all the way down. But Like I said, I do think the New Zealand dollar will weaken come tomorrow, but we are yet to see what actually happens. I will update you on the outcome on this. Right. So far, I guess I've covered everything. Pound New Zealand is the one just actually chopping on my positions as the most profitable, followed by Aussie CAD. So focus this week is New Zealand dollar and the Canadian dollar since we actually have news. Then the weakest here is also New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar position versus the dollar is actually the one with most loss, followed by gold. Dollar yen also is kind of having some weakness because, of course, the whole intervention, they are talking about it. So they're just trying to put some strength into the yen. But I just think it's all talks and nothing really will happen immediately because when they talk about it, when Japan talks about it, they don't really do anything. They let some time pass by, still people have forgotten, then they do the most craziest thing, they intervene. So that is what we can expect. Intervention, can we expect it anytime soon? Not really. Maybe we might have it 2 months from now. That is what I'm suspecting. Yeah. Right. Yes, Raditya, I am Nick. Yes. Right here. Yeah, don't forget as well, we still have promos running where you get 50% off and 45% off using the promo code first OFP. This is your first time using OFP. And you get 45% off if you're already a member. And you can use this coupon code many times using OFP 45. Right, so the market right now, again, there's not much news today. Well, there isn't any news whatsoever today. Whether you go on Forex Factory or investing.com, there is literally no news today. So the market will just follow through with probably what it started the day with. So what does that mean for the rest of the pairs? So like yen may continue to strengthen throughout the day. That is one thing. So just looking here, we can see that yen will continue strengthening. New Zealand dollar will continue also strengthening to the upside, and USD CAD will continue strengthening to the upside. So if you are looking at my positions and you are interested in my positions, then I would recommend you jump into New Zealand CAD. It's not financial advice though, but according to how things are looking since it is a holiday, because I do think we're gonna close either negative for the day on dollar yen, positive for the day on New Zealand dollar, and positive for the day as well on USD CAD. For gold is kind of mixed because it started off strong to the downside and we reached about 4116, and now we're ending off to seem strong to the upside, and we were up about 4174. So we might actually be flat on gold, but I do think we're gonna end off negative on gold by the end of the day. Like we might actually come down to probably 4140. That's where I think we might come down to. Yeah, we might come down just probably into where my entry point is. Aussie CAD, I do think it's going to continue to the upside. Euro CAD, same thing as well to the upside. Euro yen, we're probably going to close negative. I mean, looking at the fact it's down 0.20%. Euro New Zealand, um, it seems to also be struggling as well, but I do think this will probably end negative for the euro against the New Zealand dollar. So the New Zealand dollar may actually be strong for the day. And then GBP Aussie just seems to be strong for the day. So the pound may be strong against the Aussie dollar. Pound versus New Zealand, we can already see this 0.13%. So I think pound will still be strong for today, even probably continuing into tomorrow. Aussie New Zealand. Aussie New Zealand seems to be mixed as well, so we may just be flat for the day. Pound CAD, we might continue strong for the day to the upside. Pound yen, we don't even need to talk about that. It's actually the weakest across the board. Like yen is strong, especially with euro yen and pound yen, followed by dollar yen. So yen today is really strong. So if you're looking for some yen shorts going to the downside, today is your day. So that is what we are actually seeing for today. Right. So I'm actually down 185 now. I was down 167. We're still holding. We're still holding. We're still doing good. We're surviving. Yeah. A few losses has never stopped anybody from being profitable. Right. So do you guys have any questions? Do you have any pairs that you'd like us to look at? Maybe there's something you've seen on oil that you'd want me to look at. I do not know. Let me know. Let me know. And yeah, I will look at it and I'll tell you my view on what I think will actually happen to that pair or commodity or stock. Yeah. We can actually look at oil for a bit here because I've just been seeing people talk about it like it closing below 70 like yesterday. Seems like oil is failing to open up. Let me see if I can get it up here. Show symbol. Alrighty, we got it up here. So oil we had a strong push to the downside here. Like it has been strong for the time being. If we look at this chart, it just seems like there was an head and shoulders just right here, left shoulder, right shoulder, then downward move. So the head was there. Might we come back to 116 and beyond? Well, maybe. But right now, it seems like we have filled the gap here, which happened right there. So I do think we might actually be seeing some upward move on oil for the next few days and weeks, but we might have a consolidation because right now it looks like we'll be bouncing between 70 and 65. Like we might just have a consolidation for a few more days, and then finally we might actually push to the upside. Yeah, so I'm thinking this is a the bottom for oil. I don't think I don't think oil can go below this. I don't think it can go below 60. I think we might be actually pushing for 70, 80, and then maybe staying there for a bit, then later pushing for 90, 100 until probably the whole fight with Iran ends. D trade zone. Yes, we did cover gold, but we can still look at gold once more. Gold, I am in a sell position right here. We're looking to come all the way down here to 293960. So that is where the take profit area is. We had to push up for the day. As you can see here, and we reached this resistance level, and it seems like we're finally reacting on gold. High stop losses could be great at this point, probably going to the downside as well. So that is what I'm anticipating with gold. Gold is not your friend because it likes to do whatever it likes to do. Like yesterday, we pushed down strongly and then covered towards the end of the day. So same thing today. We pushed down slightly and we are recovering. So and we're at a resistance level. So these are things you need to keep in mind. So I do think we might push all the way down here. Probably by Thursday, we might make a new low. That is my anticipation on gold. Right. Anyone else? What other pair would you like us to look at? Dollar yen pushing slightly nicely to the downside. I don't know what happened here on the 15 minutes. There was a spike to the downside, and this is easy money. I usually say this is easy money because when there is a very strong spike like this, then most likely it's going to come down there. So this is like easy money on dollar yen. So you make sure you come all the way to the downside here around 6160. We might actually come down there, even probably beyond that. That's my anticipation on dollar yen. We have 9 more minutes. 9 more minutes. Once again, don't forget we have two promos running, which is the first of OFP, where you get 50% off all accounts, whether it's instant or the challenger account, and also 45% off if you are already a member with the promo code OFP45, where you get 45% off. This promo ends on the 31st of July, so you still have time to make your decision and grab yourself an account. I was down 180, currently on 177. Pound New Zealand has left the top spot. Aussie CAD has taken over. Aussie CAD seems to be pushing up strongly just this past few minutes. It's pushing up. In fact, I think let me put my targets. So starting with Aussie CAD. So Aussie CAD, my take profit on this is 99. Let's just say 99,570. Yeah, so that's where my take profit is. Then EuroCAD is actually very near take profit. My take profit was literally just a few pips away. Well, literally like 70 pips away. So my take profit on EuroCAD is 62700. So I'll be getting out of EuroCAD very, very soon. Yeah, so EuroCAD, we are getting close there. I think it will even be hit in the next few minutes right now on EuroCAD. Then pound New Zealand. Let's see, pound New Zealand. Where was my take profit on that? Give me a moment to check this. So pound New Zealand is at 2.35, 500. So that is where 0.35, 500. So that is where our take profit is. Oh, this is EuroCAD. My bad. Oh, this is opening up a new chart. We don't need those ugly charts here. Oh, it's cause they keep on moving. That's why. Like New Zealand keeps going up, then yeah. So I'll take profit on pound New Zealand is all the way up here. We were actually close to it today, but New Zealand dollar seems to be strengthening. So this definitely will be hit today or tomorrow between the two. And yeah, EuroCAD is almost there to the take profits, like literally 10 pips away. Then Euro yen, we were going to the upside. The take profit on this one is literally 188. So that is like a good amount of profit here on euro yen. Like that's all the way to the upside. Like I think this is in on the daily, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So this is where our take profit is on the daily. Literally, we are looking at this candle right there. Right now, euro yen has just been in consolidation, so we're just looking for it to come all the way back up. Then we also need to say euro or pound Aussie. Pound Aussie, our take profit is at no, this is USD CAD, but we can change it as well. So USD CAD, we have our take profit at 144, 150. And then let's change up pound Aussie. Pound Aussie's at 187, 187, 175. That is where our take profit is. So this just keep changing places. Aussie CAD and Euro CAD just keep changing places because the Canadian dollar is actually weak right now. Then dollar yen. So dollar yen, I did not really put a target on that, but it's probably towards the upper end. Let me just have another look on my book. So dollar yen is at 164, 200. Yeah. Then lastly, but not the least, the one which will have volatility tomorrow early in the morning at 4 a.m. CET is New Zealand dollar, where the target is literally not too far off. That is at 56250. Yeah, so this is how it's looking. 56250 isn't so far off, just down here, the previous low. We're aiming for the previous low on New Zealand dollar. That's all we're doing. And from a loss of 180 today, we are currently sitting on 130 with one of my trades actually getting close to take profit, just literally 8 pips away. That is on EuroCAD. So let us not forget this. Literally, we are a few peeps away. But either ways, this is where we come to an end with our live trading today. Join us tomorrow, same time, same place. And I hope you also have a profitable rest of the day, as I currently am, from a negative 180 to a negative 130. A win is a win. So enjoy the rest of your day and happy trading.